All right, Ultimate Hoops Nation. I'm Aaron Wimstead. I'm here with Izzy Alkafas, and this is This Week in Rec Week 2 edition. Any initial thoughts from today's games?
No, I think everything went as... I was surprised the Huskies lost. They lost to, is it Jesus?
Yep.
They lost to Jesus, and I was surprised by that. I didn't think that with just D'Angelo they'd be able to guard Helmy and Twan. But I caught the tail end of it because I came from St. Louis Park, so I didn't actually see how they got the lead. But when I came in, I think it was 47-54, and it really didn't get much closer than that.
Yeah, from what I saw, the Huskies got pretty frustrated there at the end. I don't know what happened, but yeah, they got frustrated. So game of the week, of course, your 5-5 versus Brooklyn Nets. There was some trash talk going on at the end of the season. Hot Tub Tony, who we'll switch to in just a second here, was trash talking after you guys won the championship last year. He called you guys the worst champions ever. What are your thoughts on that?
Jay Moore bases everything purely on talent and talent alone. He just looks and sees, well, they got, Junius, they have Casey, they have Izzy, they have, all these guys, and he goes on the list and he looks at his roster and he sees, well, every single one of my players is better than that. If anybody's learned anything from this league being around for 7 years, they know that since the league has gotten better in terms of competition where more than two teams can just win, it's about defense and good offensive ball movement. And the 5-5 bring that. Very similar to the Rebels. When the Rebels first started winning their titles, everybody said, how does this team win? They're not even that good. Now all of a sudden all these guys like DuPont and Jansen, they're getting the credibility, and now those teams are considered elite teams, but their individual talent isn't very good. So does the 5 have to win 2-3 titles to get that recognition? Maybe. Can they do it? Probably not, because I think the league's gotten a lot better. So it's a lot harder to win championships. But to say that we're the worst winners in UH history, if we're going on talent alone, one-on-one tournament, absolutely. But if you're talking about team on both sides of the ball, I don't think so.
All right, he also said one other comment. I think he called you similar to the Ravens and said you guys didn't expect to win. Did you guys expect to win going into the playoffs?
We knew we had a chance. We knew we weren't favorites, but I think you gotta go in with the mindset that you can win, but in order to win, you gotta work hard on the other team, and we did that every week, and we continue to do that. The only time we don't really play hard is when we play teams that we expect to beat easily, and then we actually are suspect. We lose to a lot of lower ranked teams because we thrive off of defense, and if we don't bring the intensity, any team can beat us. So the Ravens, sure, whatever, but the Ravens have been good for 10 years, so thanks, Jay Moore. I mean, I love having Jay Moore in the league. I think he's a great guy. He's good to have around, absolutely.
So Bloomington South last night, any thoughts?
Them Nation pulled off, well, can you consider an upset, I guess?
Who did they play?
I mean, they played the Rebels. Okay. So, yeah, it's an upset in terms of expectation, but I think they've beat them 2 out of 3 times now. Or maybe it's split 50-50, but they're a good team. They like playing with each other, and they got chemistry, and they're underrated in terms of individual talent, because I think a lot of people just look at their roster and be like, oh, those guys they just don't like them, or they consider them, it's kind of like high school. We look at those guys and be like, oh, those guys are like the weird kids or whatever. But I've always liked them in terms of watching them play. They just got to get it done in the playoffs. The regular season doesn't mean anything. It's good that they keep getting these wins to build their confidence, but when it comes to the playoffs, they got to put something together.
So Rebels are 0-2 and Lakers are 2-0, and they've had two. I think the Lakers have beat the Rebels and then your Gorillas, correct?
No, the Lakers beat. I think the Rebels didn't lose to the Lakers. The Rebels lost to the Squires, I thought, the first week.
Okay.
I think the Lakers beat Big Smash.
Okay. Yep, that's correct. So Lakers 2-0. The Rebels 0-2. Are the Lakers the team to beat this year?
Yeah. I mean, essentially you got to say FOB because they've won the title and they're also 2-0. They're essentially the team to beat. But when you look at who are they afraid of? Everybody's afraid of the Lakers right now. They got a great lineup in terms of individual talent. Their defense worries me because I don't think they have the defensive intensity that it takes to win 4 playoff games in a row. They'll dominate the regular season, but when they get 4 back-to-back games and they're not making their shots, it'll be interesting to see if their defense can come through. But as of right now, in terms of talent put together and their 2 wins, absolutely.
Any last thoughts?
No, I think we covered the main points. I can't think of an upset or besides the Blue Horns. Like watching the Blue Horns yesterday. So Jason Briggs put together the schedule, and
Kind of give himself.
He didn't just give himself a cake schedule. He basically just wanted to walk through the regular season. And I don't get what the point of that is. Maybe to pad your stats or whatever, but don't you want to play good teams? So he conveniently put his Blue Horns into not in the top 6, but then probably when he goes home, he thinks he's a top 6 team, and they just get. I mean, the Plymouth boys? I mean, whatever.
Not playing the free agents though.
You should never. Don't let a player make the schedule, especially when it's a player that's asking to make the schedule and he's never made the schedule before. All right, National Coordinator Reed Nelson is losing control of rec basketball as we speak. He doesn't show up anymore because he's on the national grid, and he's just letting people take charge. Pretty soon, Jay Moore is going to be making the schedule and just seeding the teams.
All right, that's it, guys. We'll see you next week.
Good evening. Good evening. I would just like to say that the 5-5 of fall 2013, they are the champs. They were the chance for they were the chance for fall 2013. They are the champs. Congratulations. I'm not mad. I just hope that somebody can be the champs for this season. So way to go, guys. Y'all the champs for fall 2013. Thank you.